You've always felt it, that quiet sense that something larger was pulsing just beneath the surface of your life. That everything you've endured, every detour and delay, was part of a blueprint too complex to see until now. This isn't a random moment. It's convergence. The invisible hand that guided your steps is now pulling back the curtain. A powerful force is rearranging your reality, not in the future, but in real time. What's unfolding now isn't just change, it's initiation, and it demands your full attention. You've crossed out of the realm of waiting. This isn't about possibility anymore. It's activation. What once lived as hope or distant vision is beginning to take on form, momentum, and consequence. But it won't fully crystallize unless you're open and positioned to receive. Readiness is no longer a passive state. It's a conscious alignment. The surge that's approaching isn't gentle. It's catalytic. And if you're watching this, it means the signal reached you right on time. Before you go further, pause. Interrupt the pattern. Signal back to the universe that you're in. Engage with intention. Send the message forward. Drop your confirmation into the field as a marker. You're not just hearing this, you're claiming it. If the deeper part of you won't let you walk away from this moment, it's because this moment has something ancient sewn into it for you. The shift has begun. What's next is irreversible. That sense of separation you've carried, the feeling that your path bent differently from the rest, it wasn't alienation. It was architecture. You weren't overlooked. You were refined. While others were building in public, your foundation was being laid in secret. Nothing was wasted. Not the silence, not the sorrow. Each fragment was calibration. This moment is not a new chapter. It's the unveiling of everything that's been quietly maturing inside you. You've moved through invisible wars, carried weights no one saw, kept walking when quitting felt easier. That's not coincidence, it's evidence. The strength you built in the unseen now qualifies you for the assignment ahead. This is about destiny, not ego. Alignment, not applause. You weren't meant to compete. You were born to carry frequency. What's unlocking in you now can't be earned or borrowed. It's coded into your purpose. You've known hardship. You've met darkness. But none of it was final. You are stepping out from beneath the ashes, not just restored, but transfigured. The world is about to witness what was always true of you behind the veil, that you were crafted for impact. Nothing can override a divine decree. And what's arriving isn't a possibility, it's inevitability. When timing meets readiness, breakthrough becomes law. And that law has just been activated in your life. You've been standing at the threshold for longer than most could endure, carrying the weight of promise with no proof. But everything that felt paused, stalled, or shut down wasn't rejection. It was compression, a build-up. Behind the scenes, momentum has been gathering with a force that can no longer be contained. What once seemed like delay was actually design. And now, the release is imminent. The shift won't trickle in quietly. It will arrive with such velocity that even those who doubted you will be stunned into silence. This isn't exaggeration. It's the manifestation of a long-prepared alignment. When divine timing hits its mark, nothing can hold it back. Not fear, not resistance, not human interference. You're not only stepping into breakthrough, you're becoming the evidence of it. What's about to unfold won't just feel like change. It will be a complete recalibration of how others perceive you and how you carry yourself. The exhaustion etched on your face, the hesitation in your step, the wear of invisible burdens, they're all being lifted. A deep internal renewal is already rewriting the way you enter rooms and how energy responds to you. It won't be a glow that can be mimicked or manufactured. It will radiate from the core. It's not a makeover. It's an emergence. This rising won't be about appearances or noise. It will be a quiet authority that shifts atmospheres. Your words will start to land differently. Your silence will carry more weight than others' speeches. This isn't charisma, it's calibration. You're stepping into congruence with your calling, and that resonance cannot be faked. People will feel the change before they can articulate it, and they'll ask, they'll wonder, and they'll watch, not because you asked for attention, but because presence cannot be ignored once it's been lit from within. What's shifting is not just your internal state, but the structure around you. Places where you were once overlooked will now seek you out. Rooms that were once locked to your name will swing open, not because of force, but because of timing. You're transitioning from striving to receiving, from surviving to leading. This is not the result of effort. It's the consequence of endurance. Your elevation won't be rooted in performance, but in alignment. And those who once dismissed you will turn toward you not out of pity, but out of respect. Behind every quiet night you endured, every private battle no one knew about, there was something deeper unfolding, an unseen molding. You weren't being punished. You were being readied. Those tears weren't wasted. They watered something eternal. The internal stretching, the loneliness, the unanswered prayers. They weren't failures. They were foundations. And now, that foundation is ready to carry what's coming. The reward isn't just comfort. It's clarity, stability, and purpose. Doors will unlock not because you knocked harder, but because you waited in faith when others gave up. The people who saw only your struggle will now witness the result of what persistence in silence creates. The harvest is here, not forced, not fabricated, but fully formed. Not everything planted in faith blooms immediately, but everything sown in alignment returns in divine measure. And this is your return. Something within you has been calling for more vitality, more clarity, more alignment. And now that cry is being answered. This isn't a temporary lift. It's a complete upgrade touching every corner of your existence. Lack is exiting your atmosphere. You're entering a space where overflow becomes the norm, not just in finances, but in strength, in peace, in purpose. Your energy is being recalibrated. The weight you've carried in your bones, the fog that's clouded your thoughts, the restlessness in your chest, it's all beginning to lift. Your body is remembering what wholeness feels like. Your spirit is stepping back into its original rhythm. You are not just healing, you are being redefined, and the shift won't be tied to chance. Provision is being sourced from unexpected wells, ideas that land out of nowhere, alignments that seem too precise to be coincidence, invitations that come without your asking. But it's not luck, it's orchestration. You're being resourced to fulfill what was written about you long before this moment. You're not just rising to thrive for yourself, you're being elevated to distribute what you carry. What once felt like constant struggle will dissolve, replaced by ease, momentum, and clarity. Timelines you thought were delayed will collapse in your favor. The acceleration will be unexplainable, except by grace. This isn't just a personal elevation, it's a rerouting of your whole narrative. The pace will catch even you off guard. Things that once required years of persistence will suddenly arrive fully formed. Conversations will open doors. Visibility will increase. Resources will multiply. Not because you chased them, but because alignment unlocked them. There will be no need to strive. Your name will start to circulate in rooms you've never entered. Influence is locating you. Legacy is forming its roots. And yes, your rise will leave some baffled. They will wonder how it happened when they didn't witness the inner battle, the silent rebuilding, the quiet endurance. The world saw stillness and assumed stagnation. But what was germinating in secret is now breaking the surface. You don't owe explanations. Let them question. What they can't see is what made you. They weren't there for the nights of emptiness, the silent surrenders, the inner wars fought without applause. Your glow was never for their validation. It's evidence of a sacred process. So when recognition begins to arrive, and old faces carry unfamiliar expressions, stay grounded. This isn't about spectacle, it's about completion. The transformation isn't a performance, it's the natural result of obedience, faith, and resilience. You've outgrown the shadows, and now, light is the only natural habitat for who you've become. Let it shine, let it speak, let it rise. They questioned you not because they saw clearly, but because they couldn't comprehend what was growing quietly in your shadows. Their doubt isn't a reflection of your truth. It's a mirror of their own limitations. And that's okay. Let confusion surround your rise. Let whispers fill the gaps in their understanding. None of it can stop what's unfolding. Use the disbelief as fuel, not friction. Every suspicion is a spotlight for glory. Every rumor is another chance for the unseen hand behind your journey to be revealed. What's building in your life will not be explained away by randomness or charm. It will point directly to the orchestration of something higher. When outcomes can't be traced to effort, they reveal evidence of divine intention. Timing has never been arbitrary, it's been surgical. The delays, the hiding, the quiet chapters, they were never mistakes, they were set up. Just like a seed buried to grow, you were being covered for a reason. And now, the soil has split. Visibility is rising. You're stepping into alignment, not because you forced it, but because the hour appointed for your revealing has arrived. Don't hesitate when the spotlight finds you. You weren't preserved to stay invisible. You were prepared to become undeniable. And when the acceleration begins, let it flow. No one will be able to argue with timing that didn't come from the calendar, but from the Creator. This is not just about attention, it's about function. You're not being raised to collect eyes. You're being elevated to carry light. Impact is the assignment, and you've already qualified, not through fame, but through faithfulness. You've endured seasons of silence, led without recognition, and stood in truth when it cost you comfort. That posture is what built your platform. This leadership was born in hiddenness, and now it will breathe in visibility. What you carry isn't a trend, it's a transmission. People will hear you and feel the weight of where you've been. That's what makes your voice different. And as the elevation comes, keep this in your bones. You're not rising to be seen. You're rising to reach. The platform is purpose. Your story is a signal. When people see what has shifted in your life, they won't call it talent. They'll call it transformation. It won't be networking that got you there. It won't be hustle. It will be divine interruption. Doors flinging open, favor falling like thunder, and outcomes that make no logical sense. What you're stepping into will rewrite expectations. And when people ask how, your only answer will be, "It was always bigger than me." That's when they'll know. This was never about spotlight. This was about service, and now the world is finally ready to listen. There's a shift happening so suddenly, it won't follow logic. It will rewrite it. You've been in a season where effort felt unrewarded, where results didn't match your resilience. But what felt like delay was divine tension, stretching everything into position. Now, the release has begun. Expect reversals that defy reasoning, moments where things shift not gradually, but instantly. Scarcity turns into overflow. Weakness flips to strength. Where there was silence, there will now be answers. The acceleration coming your way won't be because of a strategy. It will be because the atmosphere around your life has been commanded to change. This is divine orchestration, and when it unfolds, no one, not even you, will be able to take credit. The shift won't look earned. It will look impossible. What's coming isn't just provision, it's restoration. Your body has carried more than your years should have allowed. You've walked through seasons that aged your spirit, dulled your joy, and dimmed your light. But something deeper is happening now. Renewal isn't just touching your schedule, it's touching your cells. The weight you've carried emotionally, spiritually, and physically is dissolving. You'll wake up lighter, move easier, laugh fuller. The tiredness that once haunted your mornings will disappear. The disconnection you felt from yourself, gone. This is vitality birthed from divine breath, not human effort. It's not about appearances, it's about resurrection. People will see it before they hear it. Your presence will begin to shift atmospheres. Conversations will feel different. Peace will walk in when you do. And no, it won't be from routines, rituals, or routines. It'll be the result of unseen grace working in your favor. Your alignment is being restored, and it's radiating from the inside out. You're not returning to an old version of yourself. You're stepping into a form that was always waiting beneath the scars. Not perfect, but whole. Not loud, but luminous. This is not about impressing anyone. It's about reflecting everything that's healed inside of you. The journey here hasn't been easy. You've fought battles no one clapped for. You've endured collapses in silence and stitched yourself back together without witnesses. But those wounds birthed wisdom. That valley produced clarity. And now, every scar has become sacred. You're not just telling your story. You've become your story. Every room you walk into will feel the frequency of survival, wrapped in strength. You won't need to preach. Your life will do the talking, and it will speak powerfully. If ever you doubted whether you were seen, let this moment silence that question. The source of all things has never lost track of you. Every quiet tear, every silent breakdown, it all registered. You were never just surviving aimlessly. You were being preserved for alignment, timing, and purpose. And now that moment has found you. What's ahead won't just fulfill you, it will awaken others through you. You are not a background figure in the narrative of destiny. You are the turning point. Some of your deepest transformation happened when no one was watching. While it seemed like nothing was moving, a quiet orchestration was unfolding beneath the surface. You weren't overlooked, you were being fortified. While others ran ahead in noise, you were kept in a hidden place of preservation. Not because you were forgotten, but because your unfolding required divine timing. Now that veil of silence is lifting. You're stepping out not drained, but equipped, not depleted, but charged. The shift that's happening around you is evidence that heaven never lost your file. What's about to pour into your life isn't just compensation, it's confirmation. And the speed at which things shift will leave even you in awe. You'll search for the how and come up with only one answer. Grace did it. You're not just rising, you're becoming a signal. Strangers will begin to lean into your light, drawn not by charisma, but by clarity. They'll see what's emerging in your life and feel something awaken in theirs. That's not coincidence, it's calling. You weren't just meant to arrive, you were meant to lead others through the terrain you once wept in. Your voice will become a map. Your breakthrough will become someone else's permission slip. And when they ask, speak plainly. It wasn't strategy. It wasn't luck. This was alignment. This was surrender. You'll find that your transparency becomes transformation for others. This is not the moment to second guess what is clearly shifting. You've been molded for this moment. The questions in your mind are echoes of an old version of you that didn't yet see the full picture. But now the picture is unfolding, and you're in it. This isn't preparation time anymore. This is walking time. You don't need to beg for what's already yours. Just take the next step. And if hesitation shows up, remind yourself, this was never about being ready. It was about being chosen. You've already crossed the line. Now, you simply need to move like someone who knows what they carry. And yes, there were voices that didn't believe in you. Some loud, some silent. Some watched you stumble and assumed you'd never rise again. But they didn't see the resilience forming in your silence. They didn't feel the weight of your private victories. Now, as the evidence begins to surface, they will look again, and they won't be able to deny it. Your story is not petty revenge. It's prophetic vindication. The same mouths that dismissed your potential will speak your name with reverence. Not because you demanded it, but because the results are undeniable. The elevation happening now isn't for applause. It's for alignment. The visibility is not vanity. It's visibility for a reason. You were never meant to stay small. The light on your life was too heavy to be hidden forever. So let it shine, not to prove anything, but to illuminate the path for those still wondering if it's possible. You are the reminder that favor still finds the faithful, and that purpose never forgets who it's been assigned to. Some tried to discredit you before your season even began. They spoke from assumption, not knowing they were witnessing the very soil where favor was about to bloom. What they called disqualification was actually divine setup. And now, the elevation can't be ignored. You'll walk through thresholds they thought were closed to you. Not because of applause, not because of politics, but because something eternal has been activated over your life. Every whisper of doubt, every dismissive glance, they'll hold no weight against what's being unleashed. This isn't petty vindication. This is divine manifestation. They'll watch, not because you needed them to, but because heaven designed it that way. Favor can't be silenced when it's rooted in assignment. There's a reason your name didn't echo in certain circles, a reason you weren't invited, celebrated, or visible. That invisibility wasn't rejection, it was protection. You were hidden not because you were unworthy, but because what you carry needed private refinement. Just as the richest elements of the earth are formed deep beneath its surface, your process was happening far from public view. Now that season is closing. The unveiling isn't just near, it has begun. What's emerging isn't fragile. It's fire-tested, deeply aligned, and unmistakably marked. Your gifts are no longer dormant. Your voice is no longer muted. You will be seen, not for vanity, but for assignment. And when you speak, the world will recognize the authority that was cultivated in quiet. Everything you endured, the moments you nearly collapsed under weight no one saw, was not wasted. You were shaped by storms, not shattered by them. What you thought would take you out has become the very force that's now launching you forward. Pressure didn't break you, it unlocked your essence. The pain wasn't proof of punishment, it was proof of preparation. You were being stripped of attachments that couldn't go where you're going. The grief, the loss, the betrayal, they weren't the end. They were chisels in the hand of a master sculptor. You are being revealed as a vessel refined, not just repaired. You'll speak now with a resonance that only comes from real process. Your words will land heavy because they've been lived. The humility you carry isn't weakness, it's wisdom that's been earned. People won't be moved by perfection. They'll be moved by the presence you carry, by the evidence that radiates from someone who's come through the fire and remained standing. The weight of your presence will carry more power than any platform ever could. And the beauty is, it's not about proving anything anymore. You've already been proven. So give thanks for the nights that nearly broke you. They were the nights that taught you how to rise. And now, as the light returns, you'll step forward not as a survivor, but as a signal. The season that once confused you will begin to make sense. And the reward, it won't be found in applause, it'll be found in alignment. Everything they counted as your ending was actually your beginning. This is the chapter where it all comes together. And this time, the evidence won't just be internal, it'll be undeniable. There's a silence that's not absence, it's alignment. While others sprinted ahead, your path appeared still. But that stillness wasn't stagnation. It was the quiet architecture of something far greater forming out of sight. Now, momentum is shifting, not from human systems, but from divine sequence. A window is opening where everything that once moved slowly is about to accelerate with breathtaking speed. Not through effort, not through clever strategy, but through sacred orchestration. The delays weren't failures. They were blueprints held back for a perfect second. And when that second strikes, the weight of past stillness transforms into launch. Things that once evaded you, openings, clarity, timing, will arrive all at once, not chaotically, but with precision only divinity can engineer. You won't have to shout to be heard or chase to be found. The current will carry you, and the wind will already know your direction. This is not a standard breakthrough. It's a dimensional shift where the linear rules of time bend around what's been assigned to you. What felt like years lost will become irrelevant compared to what's about to unfold in days. This isn't nostalgia, it's restoration. The past will no longer have the power to delay the future. The stretch of silence, the ache of watching others bloom while you remained rooted. It's all turning now, and the growth won't be subtle. It will multiply influence, not for ego, but for impact. You'll become a signal fire to the discouraged, a living message that divine justice rewrites timelines. There will be no need to explain. Your presence will become explanation. Crowds may form, but you will know. It was never about attention. It was about assignment. Every gaze drawn to you will be drawn through you, towards something eternal. Fleeting popularity crumbles under the weight of true purpose. What you carry isn't temporary. It's a current that reorients others. You won't be followed because you're loud. You'll be followed because you're lit from within. When people cross your path, they won't leave entertained. They'll leave awakened. And with elevation comes gravity, the reminder that influence is sacred. Stay clear. Stay surrendered. This spotlight doesn't belong to you. It's merely passing through you, illuminating what's been too long hidden. Those who counted you out will become unwilling witnesses to your rise, not because they were wrong alone, but because their resistance helped write the proof. The empty rooms, the ignored ideas, the laughter behind your back, they'll echo differently now. Their dismissals were not barriers, they were markers. And the places you were barred from will soon have your name on their doors. What once looked like rejection will turn out to be strategic delay. Those who saw you as inconvenient, unstable, or misplaced will watch you stand where only divine hands could have placed you. The proof won't be in arguments, it'll be in arrival. The climb may have been quiet, but the view will be undeniable. This isn't revenge, it's realization. And now, the realization is here.